What if one angry outburst could unleash a curse so powerful that no prayer, science, or time could save your family? Tonight on Down Under Mysteries, we bring you the haunted history of the Ashcroft family, a tale of a vengeful curse, mysterious deaths, and a darkness that fed on guilt and grief. Subscribe now, turn the lights down, and prepare to question everything you believe about evil. It had been years since the war, but in the quietly thriving village of Fairhaven, the Ashcrofts were admired for their kindness, discipline, and faith. Their estate, once a place of joyful gatherings and gentle teaching, stood tall by windswept fields. William Ashcroft oversaw the family with dignity. His daughter Sarah, just home from her final exams, poured her energy into teaching village children and caring for neighbors. At the start, life was warm, predictable, almost idyllic. It was spring. A small group of teens from Brookvale stopped by to fundraise for a traveling theater. Sarah and her cousin, excited, gave what they could. David Keene, a shy, pale boy, the blacksmith's only child, wandered off to admire the Ashcrofts' expensive rose garden. There he met Sarah's startled eyes. Both froze a moment too long. William, returning from the gate, saw them, an outsider, his daughter unguarded, her headscarf loose, pride and fear snapped. Without a word, William seized David, dragging him across the garden and beating him with a strength sharpened by tradition and shame. It wasn't until his brother Michael intervened that William stopped, horrified by his own rage. The Keens left Fairhaven soon after. The last words from David's grief-stricken father, "May your blood remember this." For weeks, life continued. Then, unease crept in. The air grew thick at dusk. Sarah's young cousin, Emma, vanished during a game of hide and seek. The family found her after an hour, shaking, covered in tiny scratches. She sobbed. "A bald child called my name. He had two long fingers. I couldn't look away." James, a nephew, swore he saw two pale figures perched high on an apple tree as he walked home with sweets. Their faces were blank, their limbs strangely long. Shadows stretched further, blank eyes peered in windows. At night, young ones felt cold hands and phantom scratches at their feet. Science couldn't touch it, prayer didn't lift it. Then tragedy. Margaret Ashcroft, heavy with child, left her bed one night. In the garden, under silver moonlight, she lifted a wooden stake a gardener's to land. With a strange laugh, drove it into her own body. William found her crumpled, her last words spoken in a voice not her own. Doctors and healers could not explain the horror. Grief turned to terror. The Ashcrofts woke to find hair scattered on their pillows, baby's skin puckered. Rats, bloodless, surrounded the house every morning. Sarah, brave and exhausted, awoke to find four gnome-like creatures stroking her feet with fingernail claws. She screamed for her family. They burst in to see the bright white marks, no blood, just silence. Desperate, William summoned Father Isaac, a priest rumored to have battled the supernatural. Isaac listened and quietly asked the men to dig under the apple tree. Beneath the roots, lanterns illuminated a hideous find. A doll stabbed with hundreds of needles, scraps of paper with names written in a foreign, looping script, the half-rotted skull of a piglet. Father Isaac recoiled. This is no local mischief, this is black magic. A curse devised by someone with nothing left to lose. Someone who summoned something old to punish and to feed. He looked William in the eyes and said, "The final blow will fall on the 90th night after the bloody act." The family clung to each other, battling fear and the unknown. Father Isaac drew wards around the house, prayed nightly, and begged them not to leave, not to answer night calls, not to lay eyes on any stranger after dark. But nightmares grew worse. Each night the children woke screaming, chased by blank faces, numbed by cold hands. Sarah noticed trails of ants spiraling at their door, the way flowers wilted hours after being brought inside. On the 89th night, William confessed to Sarah, "It's my fault. Anger does this. All I can hope is that I pay the price and no more." On the fateful night, Sarah and Michael kept vigil while the village outside lay in uneasy silence. 3 steady knocks broke the silence just after midnight. Peeking outside, Sarah saw the priest, Father Gregory, face familiar, voice hoarse. "William, quickly, there's one last chance. Come now, alone." William left, fear and duty burning in his eyes. Michael followed, unwilling to let his brother face the dark alone. Neither returned. At dawn, a frantic search found the brothers' bodies in the muddy marsh, but William the Patriarch was gone forever. It was days before the truth emerged. Father Gregory had never left his sick mother's bedside. The priest and the earlier healer were one and the same, a demon of vengeance, conjured through the cursed ritual, shape-shifting and relentless. Father Isaac could only shake his head. This evil feeds not just on blood, but on the guilt and fear we carry. They say curses end, but some stories never do. The Ashcroft estate was sold, fenced and abandoned. Villagers whispered warnings for generations. Don't answer voices in those fields. Don't walk there after sunset. No grass grows on that stretch of haunted earth. Ashcroft descendants scattered far and wide, some bald, some racked by night terrors and illnesses no doctor could name. Even now, caretakers claim if you pass the ruins late at night, you might hear soft whispers calling for vengeance, for company, or for peace. Was it truly a supernatural curse, or can unaddressed guilt and festering anger twist reality into something worse than nightmares? Have you ever heard of a family whose fate ran thick with shadows? Share your story or theory below. What
If you thought that was chilling, wait until you hear what comes next.
would you do if a harmless walk home after prayer led to an encounter that haunted your dreams, warped reality, and threatened to steal your life? Tonight's mystery is not just a story of fear, it's a battle for the soul, unfolding between shadow and light, reason and the unknown. After a hard-fought war, peace returns to two neighboring villages, let's call them Riverbrook and Elders Crossing. Life there is simple, shared by Hindus and Muslims alike, bonded by community and tradition. Ramadan arrives and the faith is strong, every small mosque is filled nightly, everyone living in harmony among the young faithful. Our two 17-year-old friends, Samir and Marcel. Every evening they make the long journey from Elders Crossing to a mosque in Riverbrook for Taraweeh prayers. Their routine is familiar. After prayers, the mosque community treats everyone to sweets. Laughing, the friends each grab a couple of syrupy pastries and start their journey home, talking and planning the next day. Their paths diverge at the edge of a sprawling field. Marcel's family lives at one end, Samir's at the other, connected by a lonely dirt path. Samir, a little more adventurous, always walks the field alone under moonlight. That's when it begins. One night, as he's humming to himself, Samir feels a sudden rush past his ear, a flutter of wings. He glances around. Nothing, just a bird, he decides. But it happens again the next night. Same time, same place. Same strange feeling and the same unexplained gust. On the third night, Samir's uncle joins the walk home, but the presence, the whoosh, the chill returns. His uncle, a few paces ahead, notices nothing. Samir decides he has to learn what's following him, so he confides in Marcel and the two make a plan. The next night they wait. At the spot, minutes tick by. Just as Marcel starts to leave, a shadow darts past Samir's ear, fast, cold, almost invisible. Marcel, did you see that? They both tremble and hurry home, fear shadowing their steps. That night, Samir dreams of a mysterious, beautiful woman who says softly, "Don't ever bring anyone else here. I only want to show myself to you." Her form shimmers, shifting into that of a pale, ghostly bird and vanishing into the night. The following day, disturbed and exhausted, Samir and Marcel confide in the mosque's imam. He sends them to a respected spiritual healer in a nearby town, advising them to bring fresh milk as an offering. After prayers, the strange whoosh happens. Again, but Samir ignores it and heads to the healer. The wise man listens intently, then performs a ritual over the milk. If there is trouble here, he warns, the milk will move on its own. Moments later, the bowl begins to tremble violently, milk spilling, the bowl jumping across the floor. Only after more prayers does it calm. The healer gives his advice and warns Samir's family. This is not an ordinary haunting, something powerful has chosen Samir, and it wants him for itself. That night, the beautiful woman returns in Samir's dream, professing her wish to marry him. Soon his parents, even his sisters, begin dreaming of her too, each time begging for Samir's hand. Each evening, an unknown presence circles the house, whispering, pleading, desperate for help. Samir's family consults many healers, each time hoping for release, but each suggestion only angers the presence further. At last, a renowned healer counsels Samir, if she comes to you again, refuse her, show her you have your own will. I will give you a blessing for protection. That night, the woman appears once more. Samir, will you marry me? She pleads with newfound courage. Samir says, no, I won't. Her beautiful form twists, morphing suddenly into something monstrous and unspeakable. Samir passes out instantly. In the morning, his family finds him unconscious in a field but alive. When Samir wakes, the healer reassures them the connection is broken. She won't trouble you anymore, he says. Samir regains his health. The presence vanishes. His family tries to continue life as before, even searching for a suitable bride. But in the days leading to the planned marriage, Samir's dreams turn menacing. The woman reappears. You think you're free? You think you can escape me? She hisses. Though she haunts him less, her memory lingers. Yet over time, Samir moves on, marries, and finds peace, never haunted again. Some say the barrier between worlds thins in the quiet after midnight, especially in places where faith and fear intertwine. What chased Samir through the fields? Was it love from another world or an ancient darkness denied? Share your theories below. Have you ever felt followed by something unseen? Would you dare say no if the unknown came to claim you? Don't forget subscribe and hit the bell for more untold mysteries from Down Under Mysteries. Until next time, sleep well and never walk alone in the moonlight.